Hello, girls and boys. Welcome back to Read Me a Story. I'm Pat Kozyra. And hello as well to my grandchildren, Max, Theo, Josephine, Charlotte, Penelope, and Simon. Girls and boys, I want to read you another Curious George story today. And we started last time I met you with the beginning of Curious George, how he was found by the man with the big yellow hat in the continent of Africa, right here on our globe. And we will have more and more adventures of Curious George. But girls and boys, I want to show you my book first. I wrote this. I'm the author. It's called Tips and Tidbits for Parents and Teachers. So this is for Mommy and Daddy to read. And it will help them to help you at home with your work at school. And they can get it from amazonbooks.com. Tells them all about the things I learned in my 50 years in the classroom teaching. All right, girls and boys, this is the winter season for many of us around the world. And today I thought it was an appropriate book to find. Curious George builds an igloo. Can you believe it? Let's find out what's happening here. It was a beautiful winter morning. George was up early. Next door, his friend Bill was up too. Bill was building a house out of snow. "It's called an igloo," Bill said. "I'm going to sleep in it tonight." George wanted to help. He also wanted to sleep in the igloo. It would be a lot of fun. George tried stacking some blocks of snow. It was not easy. They kept slipping and sliding. "First, you make a circle in the snow," said Bill, "and the snow blocks go around the circle. This makes a sturdy base for more snow blocks to go up on top." Bill showed George how to stack snow blocks on top of the base. And around they went until there was only a hole left at the top. "The last piece is called the Keystone," Bill said. "It keeps all the other snow blocks in place." "You have to fill in all the cracks," Bill said. "This keeps the igloo nice and warm inside." And they smoothed out the snow blocks, and Bill and George filled all the spaces with snow. George was impressed, but Bill's igloo was a little small. George wanted to build his own igloo, a big igloo that could fit his bed and some friends and maybe a party with music. George got to work. This time he made the circle bigger. He stacked the snow blocks around and around, just as Bill had taught him. George worked on his igloo until the sun went down, and it was a big igloo. It even had a window. But George was a tired monkey. He did not have time to fill all the cracks with snow. The man with the yellow hat helped move George's warm bed into the igloo. George bundled up and went to sleep. Soon George woke up. He was very cold. The window was drafty. The cracks were letting the cold air in. George really wanted to spend the night in an igloo. What could he do? Then George had an idea. The man had told George to come inside if he got cold. So George worked quickly and he built a new igloo in his living room. It was nice and warm inside the house. He crawled into his new igloo and he went to sleep again. The living room was the perfect temperature for sleeping, but it was too warm for a house made of snow. George's indoor igloo began to melt. When George woke up the next morning, his igloo had melted. It had turned into a big puddle and a big mess to clean up. Luckily for George, his outdoor igloo was still standing. The big igloo was too cold for sleeping, but it was just right for a party. George and his friends spent the whole winter playing in his big igloo until it melted away in the spring. And there we have it, one of the newer books of Curious George. And girls and boys, as you know, the author and his wife, the illustrator, Hans and Margaret Ray, are no longer alive. So other people are now writing for them. So we will still have more and more books about Curious George, our favorite monkey. I hope you enjoyed that one, girls and boys. Join me again next time for Read Me a Story. I'll be waiting for you. Bye for now.